to Warm Topics Wednesdays. My topics are not hot, but they are warm. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I just want to quickly introduce myself to you in case this is your first time hanging out with us. My name is Kim. This channel is Kimafter50. On this channel, we talk about a whole lot of travel and a little of what it's taking for me to recreate my life or create a new life after 50, after divorce, working on getting healthy, and all the things that go along with that, including money, finances. Hey, hanging with the hordes, how are you? Hey, Karita, how are you? And so that's the mixture that goes into creating this channel. And I just have to tell you, I absolutely love it here. I hope you will too. So if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. If you have subscribed and are watching, please go ahead and like the video. Hello, Miss Linda. I'm told, now I don't know this for a fact, because YouTube didn't tell me this, but this is what the YouTube streets say. Word on the curb is, if you all like the video, it will help more people to see the video. So if you could do me a favor, like the video, make sure you say hey to me. Hey, Miss Karen, how are you? Oh, Karita, you're doing it yourself? I'm going to the nail salon hopefully tomorrow to get that pedicure that I did not get on Margaritaville because my toes look horrible. You know, Aaliyah, my daughter, is an esthetician slash full specialist. She does manicures and pedicures, but she's just been super busy and our schedules just don't. And she actually moved in, so she's living here, but our schedules are not coinciding well at the moment for her to be able to do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and go get them done. But as far as my nails, I am saving money. So I'm just going to put on some press-ons until she can get them done, because you got to take something out the budget, right? You can't keep adding stuff to the budget without taking some stuff out of the budget. So, and if you, most of you all don't know me, but I love really flashy, gorgeous, all the bling, all the color nails. And I just haven't been doing it because I took that expense out of my budget just to make room for some other things in my budget, like travel, all this travel I've been doing. So anyway, I decided, I never know what to come on here and talk about. And I watch lives where people just talk about randomness. I was watching a live where a girl was washing her dishes and she wasn't even saying anything to the audience. Like every now and then she would look at the chat and answer a question that was on the chat, but then she would go back to washing her dishes. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, because if you can get people to watch you do the things that you have to do in your regular life anyway, and you're getting paid to do it, go for what you know. But I'm just not comfortable with that as of yet. I really like to have an engaging topic or just have something in mind for you all to talk about, something in mind for you all to talk about with you all. So I was trying to think what, because I go live twice a week. So I was trying to think what I could talk about to make it fun and interesting and worth your time, right? So this is what I came up with. Drop a comment. Let me know. Drop a heart in the comments or one in the comments if you used to watch Wendy Williams. I was a Wendy Williams fan. Didn't agree with her on everything, but I loved her personality. And I didn't really necessarily watch the whole show all the time, but I did enjoy Hot Topics. Because the truth is, I used to watch it on YouTube, not when it came on TV. And so I would watch the Hot Topics and I would watch the after the show in her office. And then I also watched The View. And so they do Hot Topics. So I decided my topics are not necessarily hot. Oh, we don't have any Wendy Williams people on. I decided my topics are not necessarily hot, but we could do warm topics. Me too, Karen. I caught the clips online. I never really watched it on TV. For one, I will fall out with a celebrity or a business that don't even know I exist in a minute. So one time we fell out because she was very anti-homeschooling. And we were homeschooling our children. And I felt like she was speaking from a place of ignorance, because if you haven't homeschooled or intimately know someone, like personally up close in person to get to see, then you don't even know what homeschooling is. Homeschooling children are not trapped in the house all day 24/7. I feel like the years that I homeschooled my children, they were the busiest on the go kids involved in so many different things. We cruise now as a result of homeschooling, because I told y'all Aaliyah was in the homeschool club that ballroom danced. And that's how we ended up on a cruise ship. I told y'all that story. So anyway, so I don't have hot topics, but I have warm topics. So the Wednesday lives will be warm topics Wednesdays, okay? And I'm going to come to you with something to talk about in 3 areas. The areas are going to be cruise and travel. So I'm going to have a topic to discuss, a warm topic to discuss in the cruise and travel area, a warm topic to discuss in the midlife, life realness pivot area, and a warm topic to discuss regarding business and money. I feel like that's what we talk about. Hello, baby girl 88. I feel like those are the topics that we talk about on this channel. So we're going to have a topic to discuss from each of those, and we will have a fun engagement segment. So today we're going to do Would You Rather? Okay, and I'm going to give you some questions from each of those 3 topics and ask y'all which would you rather. All right, so let me know if you're down. Let me know if you like the idea. Let me know if you think, oh, well, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you being here. I was trying to figure out if you were my goddaughter, because her name starts with a C. And I was like, I think she was born in 1988 or somewhere around there. So I was trying to figure out if you were her. But welcome to the channel. Thank you for hanging out with us. So let me know if you think that's something that you think is fun, that you think is that y'all can get down with. And okay, Karita, I'll check it out. Let me see. Can I check it out right now? You want me to show everybody or keep it to myself? Let me see. I don't see it. You sent it to my... Oh, I see it. No, I don't see it. You sent it to my Facebook? Oh, those are pretty. You want me to show everybody? Oh, these are pretty though. You want me to show everybody or keep it to myself? Tell me. I might come to Georgia and let you do my nails, girl. Let me know. Y'all are finished everything. So when I get off this live, I'm not gonna see anything. That's what you're telling me? Huh?
I finished taking out the trash and picking up on the floor.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So when I get off this live, I won't see anything. That's what I believe you're telling me.
I'll check it out.
Okay. Yeah. Double check. These are Karita's nails that she just sent me, y'all. So fun, right? So fun. Yeah, that's when I stopped going to get my nails done too. Like once I stopped spending that money, I never went back to spending it. And then I went to press-ons. Hey, Zarmil, I didn't even know you were on here, girl. And then I went to press-ons, and then Aaliyah started doing nails. So, yeah. All right, so for the cruise and travel chat portion of Warm Topic Wednesday, girl, I'm gonna come up with a theme song of Warm Topic Wednesday. We're gonna talk about, y'all, last night I was up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't go to sleep, so I looked to see what was on Netflix, And I saw that they have the new documentary on the poop cruise. So I want to talk about it. First of all, let me know if y'all watched it, because I don't want to do spoilers. Hello, Andrea. I don't want to do spoilers if y'all haven't watched it, or if you don't know anything about it. The poop cruise was the Carnival Triumph. Let me look it up. Hold on, I can look it up right here. I saw the trailer and was like, "Oh, you're not watching? Okay, please." Okay. Oh goodness, I don't know what I need to change so that you just watched it today. Okay, good. So we're gonna talk about it. All right. So let's talk about just the basic facts of the poop cruise. The poop cruise, it happened in 2013. It was the Carnival Triumph, so I was correct. And it was supposed to be a 4-day cruise leaving, I want to say Texas. I could be wrong, but I want to say leaving Texas, 2 days at sea, go to Cozumel, 1 day back home. That was what it was supposed to be. But there was an engine fire, and the engine fire knocked out all the power, right? So some of the people were like, because like if you get that, if you're asleep, because they said they were asleep when they got this alarm. If you're asleep and you start to get that emergency alert, you're gonna think like, let me get to the muster station, right? But they assured them like, you don't need to be at the muster station, we're gonna be okay. And they told them like, go get something to eat. Like, or go back to bed, we're gonna be perfectly fine. But then once they were able to look at it and see that there was more damage than they originally thought, they realized, okay, we are not going to be able to like go anywhere on our own. So of course Carnival had a plan, and the plan was for tugboats to come get them and to pull them back into Progresso. All right. But the plan went awry, y'all. Now I've watched another like independently made documentary on this because I'm a documentary person. Let me know if you're a documentary person too. I love a documentary, and I love all things about cruising. Like I was just on Amazon last night when I couldn't sleep, and I do crossword puzzles too. I was about to order a cruise puzzle. I just love all things cruising. So I had previously watched a documentary of it, and I can tell you this, the independent documentary I watched of it, which was on YouTube, and this, they had some similarities, but I'll get to the major difference. Hold on, when I keep talking. So anyway, y'all, it was like, it turned into chaos, and it turned into an every man for themselves kind of situation. They were saying like, because they didn't have electricity, so they were the food went bad, and the crew was still trying to feed all the people, and so they were having to do like sandwiches, and one girl said that the sandwich had lettuce and tomato and that's it, and people were like hoarding food, like, because the line was 2 hours long to get food, and maybe they thought, the food was gonna run out, which I can see having that fear. Instead of getting like 1 hamburger or 2 hamburgers when you go through the line, people were getting like 10 hamburgers when they went through the line. And they were even like having an area like, these 3 loungers are ours, don't come over here. Like, hey Candace, like staking their claim to territory. And I was like, it's wild that humans will devolve into that so quickly. So quickly. Now, I'm not making light of the situation that they were in, because a day in that situation, I'm sure, seems like much more than a day. But and then at one point at one point they decided, okay, we're gonna just give them free alcohol, because the people were getting upset, and then that kind of made it worse, because fights broke out, and y'all know how that is, especially these days on cruising. Y'all know how that is. But it was just wild. And they had the cruise director, who was the director on the ship. She was part of the documentary. One of the chefs was part of the documentary. Their PR, Carnival's PR person, was part of the documentary. And then they had some passengers that were part of the documentary. Was there anybody else that worked on it? And that was one of the things too. It was crazy, Karen. It made you think about the crew. Like, previously, I told you I watched that documentary on YouTube. If y'all want me to look it up and find the name of it, I will. And it was just like a YouTuber, I think, that made that documentary, because it's been a couple years. But the Netflix series made me think about it from the crew perspective, because if it was miserable for the passengers, can you imagine it was miserable times 100 for the crew? Oh, okay. So I didn't even talk about why we're calling it the poop cruise. All right. So it's called the poop cruise because when the electricity went out, they couldn't flush their toilets. And so they told them to pee in the shower and do number two. They put red bags in everybody's room for them to do number two. Tie your bag up and put it in I think they said a disposal bin in the hallway or by the door or something. And if that's not bad enough, okay, somebody help me with this, because this was my thought last night. Why pee in the shower? Why not just pee in the toilet and not flush it? I know that's crazy. Like, Kim, why were you thinking that? But as a woman, it's not quite as easy for us to pee in the shower. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, why not just pee in the toilet and don't flush it? Because then if you don't flush it, it's going to stink, but it's not going to fill up the containers. I don't know. I don't understand plumbing or cruise ship plumbing or any kind of plumbing. So they told them to pee in the showers and poop in the red bags. But then when the tugboat finally got there, it made the ship like list a little bit to the side, which meant everything that was in that holding tank spilled out onto the carpets. Me either, Karen. Karen, I was thinking about that when I was watching the documentary. I was like, girl, like, it like spilled onto the carpet. Somebody said it was raining sewage water because it was leaking from one floor to the So this is where I felt like there was a major difference in the two documentaries I watched. The one I watched on YouTube made it seem like people were very, very upset with Carnival. And that people felt like Carnival and the people felt like Carnival did not do enough. In the documentary, they made it seem like people were overwhelmingly, not everybody, because you can't please everybody, right? But people were overwhelmingly appreciative of how Carnival went above and beyond to handle the situation. I can tell you this. Let me see. This is what the people got, you all, as a result of this. I think it took them, it was supposed to be a 4-day cruise. They had 3 good days. It was on the last day that everything happened, and it ended up being a 7-day cruise. So they ended up having 3 good days and 4 days of I believe I'm right on that. And 4 days of a poop cruise. After, so the tugboats pulled the cruise ship, Carnival Triumph, to Mobile, Alabama, which is different from, they left, I think, from Texas, went back to Mobile, Alabama. Each guest got a full refund, $500 per person, and a free future cruise. Let me know what y'all think about that. And there was a lawyer who was trying to help sue Carnival, but he said it was in the contract. It was in the cruise contract, which Carnival has since changed. Wild. But Karen, when she was talking, it also made me think about the fact there was a CNN anchor on there, and the CNN anchor was saying that CNN had a new boss, and they needed to, like, the boss was really trying to come in hard and make an impression, so they basically covered this thing maybe because that could be why. That could be why. That could be why. Like I said, I don't understand plumbing at all. But I just felt like, for me, it would be easier for me to just use a toilet and not flush it than pee in the shower. And then you can throw your tissue in a red bag. Amy said they better be giving me the owner's suite. I agree. All right. So the lady from CNN, she was saying that they covered this from every angle just because it's the 24-hour news cycle. So I'm not going to get into what's on the news right now or ever, but we need to be thinking about that. It's like, because she said they had like engineers on there, lawyers on there to talk about maritime law. She said they even had psychologists on there to talk about the potential impacts on the people psychologically, which we don't need anybody on the news to really tell us that. You know what I'm saying? But we need to be thinking about that, because I know in 2020, I had to stop watching the news because I was watching the news. This ain't got nothing to do with cruising. I was watching the news like nonstop. My preferred news channel was on my TV because I sleep with the TV on in my bedroom 24 hours a day. I went into a severe depression. Like, with everything that was going on in the world in 2020, I went into a severe depression. And my therapist, one of the things she told me was to stop watching the news and to trust that anything I need to know will get to me. So for a little while, I had to go on like a news fast. My sister is a magazine publisher. She's very political. She's managed political campaigns before. My brother-in-law is a physician. So I kind of just had to trust that anything I need to know, it'll get to me. Like, it will find its way to me. I had to pull back from watching the news. But when she said that, it's like they were looking for any possible angle to just have somebody on the news talking about this poop cruise to fill up that 24-hour news cycle. So, yeah, the guests got a full refund, $500 per person, and a free future cruise. And they really had no leg to stand on with trying to sue for any major damages, because I don't have it on here. There was something, and yeah, I had to like go on a fast. Now I will watch the news, but only on YouTube. Like, all the news networks, local and national news, they put clips on YouTube. So if it comes up in my YouTube feed and it's something I want to watch, I watch it. But yeah, I was 24/7 in 2020. The worst, Zarmel. I can't remember what cruise we were on. It wasn't Carnival. I think it was MSC. Maya got so upset because of the way a passenger was talking to a crew member. The worst. And that's what this documentary showed me, like from the crew member side. Because you know what? Somebody had to do something with those red bags. Like, you think, oh my gosh, I would be disgusted. How could I even physically manage the poop in a red bag? But what about the crew member that has to gather the red bags and do something with them? Like, you're upset because you're. I think the cruise industry has gotten better. And the thing in, okay, y'all, I do so bad with this. I just jump from thing to thing and don't finish my thing. My thought, okay, what I was saying is, like, they were complaining about your mom is your plug. They were complaining about the lettuce and tomato sandwiches, but think about the crew member who is also exhausted, who's also overheated, who has to make lettuce and tomato sandwiches for, I think it was 3,000 people. It was over 4,000 between passengers and crew. I think it was 3,000 something people and 1,000 something crew, who are people also. So I should say it like this: 3,000 something passengers, 1,000 something crew. So think about the person who has to make all those lettuce and tomato sandwiches. Like, I feel like the crew were the heroes of this. Think about the cruise director, who they even played the original announcement from the ship where the cruise director explained to people that they would be pooping in red bags. And she was like, it was a brilliant idea. Think about trying to stay upbeat and share that information with those people. Like, I feel like the crew were the heroes. I've always felt like Carnival has amazing crew. I've never really sailed a ship and experienced any cruise line and experienced having bad. I've had like one or two people that I felt like weren't the best, but like overall, yeah, crew members are amazing. Crew members make the cruise experience. They're amazing on every cruise line I've been on, but Carnival, I don't know. I just love them. I love their crew. I always have since day one. So anyway, all right. So that's that. If you haven't already, let me know if you're going to watch it. And oh yeah, like, you have to think about all that. I've been Yeah, I've seen where they've had to like airlift passengers out. On our celebration cruise over Halloween last year, they in the middle of the night came, or it could have been the morning time, because I think we were in an interior cabin. But if it was early, it was like early morning, like 4, something like that. During the sleep hours, they came on into the rooms with announcements asking if anybody had, I think, O positive or O negative blood. I can't remember which one. Um, Opening the bar was a big mistake. And the cruise director said she was against that idea. Opening the bar was a big mistake. Because they said it got really wild when they opened the bar. Yeah, I don't understand that from a plumbing, like, people gonna have to go to the bathroom perspective. Also, it was like unlimited from the way the documentary presented it. So now you got people in a bad situation and getting drunk. Like, they were trying to give people, I guess, a little reprieve from the misery. And the way some of the girls who were on there described it, like, they appreciated it. They felt like, they got something. But yeah, that wasn't smart. That wasn't smart. So now, oh, absolutely none. Your cruise is going to be amazing. Because speaking of the legend, I believe it was the legend. The legend actually was in the same area, so they were able to get really close to the Triumph and transfer them food. So that's how they were able to get additional food after the food spoiled. The legend got super close to the Triumph and brought them food. So see, you were on the hero ship, Karen. You were on the hero ship, and brought them extra food. And that's how the word got out, because when the legend got super close to them, then the passengers on the Triumph were able to connect to the legend's Wi-Fi. And because they could connect to the legend's Wi-Fi, they were able to get the word out about what was going on the ship. Because before that, the only thing people knew was that they had an engine failure. They didn't know anything about everything else that was going on. Like that it had become a tent city and people were pooping in red bags. But the legend got close enough that the passengers of the Triumph were able to get on the legend's Wi-Fi. You said, when did it happen? It happened in, I want to say 2013, but let me go back and check. 2013. All right, so we're going to wrap this up because this is supposed to be a 15-minute topic, y'all. I'm trying to do my talk show, y'all. I'm so excited too, you all, because I am going to change this whole area into like my content area. And speaking of like how much I love Wendy Williams, if you ever watched her on YouTube in the after show, her office has always been my like dream office. At heart, I'm a maximalist and I like all the things. I like all the bling, all the pink, all the leopard. And so I was never able to do my room like that because my ex was not into that. But I decided to take this area that I talked to you all in, and I'm going to turn it into like to help. I'm reading your comment and about to say to help. Turn it into like my thing I'm going for is like a pink jungle theme. So what was I saying? Oh, so the Triumph, you would think that they put it out to pasture, but no. What they did was they took it and remodeled it, and I think they probably stripped it completely, rebuilt, refurbished, all the things, and made it into the Carnival Sunrise. So let me know if you've ever sailed the Sunrise. I have sailed the Sunrise, which is when I initially got interested in this cruise ship, when I found out that they were the same, and when I originally watched the documentary on YouTube. I think I've sailed Sunrise 3 times. I think I have sailed the Sunrise. My September cruise, which was my first solo-ish cruise, and I have a video on there, was on the Sunrise. So I think that was my 3rd sailing on the Sunrise. And I had a wonderful time on each of those sailings. No bad experiences. Nothing that made me feel like I was on the poop cruise. It feels like a complete, well, I was never on the Triumph, but it feels like a completely different ship. You know what I'm saying? And I think they probably remodeled it, took it down to the studs, as they say, like if they're remodeling a house. I think that's what they say. So yeah, I've sailed the Sunrise, and I'm looking at booking the Sunrise again because I just got a good offer on the Sunrise. So yeah. So Zarmil, you sailed the Sunrise and you had a good time, right? The thing is, out of all the passengers that they interviewed a dad and his daughter, a guy who was engaged to someone and went with her family on the cruise, and 3 girls that were on a girls trip. The only one that kind of seemed to still have some feelings about it was the dad. And I can kind of get that. The 3 girls were like, woohoo! You know what I'm saying? They didn't have a good time during those last 3 days. But they talked about it in a like jovial, laughing kind of way. The fiance, he talked about it kind of in a jovial way, but the dad, he talked about the pain of being a dad and not being able to protect his daughter. I think his daughter was 12 at the time. Um, Thank you, Monica. Because I was thinking about, like, do I want to do it in my room or out here where I film? And then I was thinking, because my room is pretty large. It's a really large bedroom. I actually have a library area in my room. And I was thinking about turning that area instead of where I am now, which is like a part of my dining room that's like a nook, into my filming area. And that way, like, because when I came out here today, yeah, yeah, the dad and the daughter do still cruise, but it said, but not on Carnival. Yeah, he just seemed like he still, it could just be his personality though, but I can also understand as a parent how you would experience that differently than three girls on a girls trip or a young guy who just got engaged. Like, I can understand how you would, because he had just gotten divorced when he did this trip, and it was just him and his daughter, and I can understand that. So yeah, they said they still cruise, but not on Carnival. I honestly think Carnival had to agree to participate in some way in this documentary because their PR person was on there. The cruise director was on there. I meant to look up and see if she was still a cruise director with Carnival. But they had her in like the C officer type uniform, but they could have just put that on her. That don't mean she's still a cruise director. But I feel like Carnival must have participated in this in some way. And what further made me think that was how at the end they just talked about how people were so overwhelmingly appreciative of how Carnival handled the situation, which I believe Carnival did everything in their power to handle the situation. You said redecorate my bedroom in the pink jungle. Have you ever seen Wendy Williams' office in the after show? I've always loved that. I have always loved that, and I've always wanted that. I wanted it for my office. Karita, I don't know if you remember when I had a hot pink backdrop in my office was painted hot pink, because my intention then was to do it all. And then I just never did finish it. But yeah. So, and if you don't know, if you go to ChatGPT and tell it what you want and even show it your furniture, because I don't want to buy any new furniture. Like these chairs, I love these chairs. They're from Crate and Barrel. They don't necessarily go with my idea, but I'm just going to put some pillows in them because I don't want to buy new furniture because I really want to move at the end of this year. So I want to kind of just make do with what I have. Unless I find something on like Facebook Marketplace that's a really good deal or something. But, all right. So anyway, so we're going to do the Would You Rather, okay? Y'all make me happy and participate. So this is the Would You Rather on our Cruise and Travel Talk segment of our talk show. By the way, if you don't know, our talk show is Warm Topics Wednesday. So every Wednesday, we're going to meet here and discuss warm topics in 3 areas. Oh, if you haven't already, please thumbs up the video. Oh my goodness, Karen, I am not pleased with that. I'm hoping they roll it back. I'm hoping that they roll it back because I just don't think it's a good idea. For one, I just hit platinum last year, like in the fall of last year. But one of my best friends recently hit diamond, and she messaged me. She was like, I don't know, her message sounded like she was devastated. But I'm hoping that they see how we respond and they roll that back. I'm hoping they don't just say, oh, well, they'll get used to it. Like they'll acclimate to it, which a lot of businesses do. And sometimes we do acclimate and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we go somewhere else. Um, I remember when I was a new cruiser, I had like 7 cruises on Carnival under my belt. And I think it was 7. And at that time, once you got to 10 cruises, you hit platinum. And I was working towards my platinum. I think I had 7 cruises, so I felt like I was so close. And then they changed it to what it is currently. Y'all, I felt devastated. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to make a lot of people, because I think a lot of people are loyal because of a VIFP program, because you want to get to that next level, because you want those next level perks, because, and then once you start like sticking with one company, you just start to feel like that's your home cruise line, or I don't know if that's the right word, but that's kind of how I feel like about Carnival. Like when I'm on Carnival, I'm home. When I'm on another cruise line, I'm visiting. um, and so I'm hoping they change it. Yeah, I'm hoping they do. Um, okay. So we're gonna do this or that, y'all. This or that. All right, these are all. Yes, MSC matches your status. And also they can match your casino offers if you get casino offers. To get them to match your casino offers, you email the casino department on MSC to get them to match your status. Just Google MSC status match, and there's a form that you fill out, and it's really, really simple. Fill that form out, and then they just email you back to let you know once they processed it. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, so would you rather? Would you rather have unlimited cruises but only in an inside cabin, or one balcony suite cruise per year? Would you rather? For me, y'all already know the answer. Unlimited in an interior, because I don't have a problem with the interior. I'm not going to say I prefer it, but I don't have a problem with the interior. Unlimited. Candace, I could have guessed it too. Go say that. Mel said unlimited. I'm unlimited too. Okay, okay. Would you rather cruise solo forever or cruise with a group but they're all strangers? That's kind of the same thing. When you solo, you with a group that's strangers. Y'all ask ChatGPT for these questions, so don't blame me. Baby. Okay, Miss Mia. It's probably our mailman, y'all. That's Maya's dog. I told y'all I have Maya's dog. Solo so I can make friends. Okay. I'm with you when you're right. I love solo cruising. But I am going on a group cruise next month. Not with complete strangers. Interior is fine. Solo. Because the travel agent that booked and is hosting the group is MH Family Adventures. So I don't know her, but I know her through YouTube. And she is one of the travel agents I use. In fact, she's the primary travel agent I use. And then solo. Okay. I love that, y'all. And then one of y'all, I'm not gonna say who, one of y'all is gonna be on there with me also. So and then Bianca and Maya come on the cruise. And my friend is gonna be on that cruise. Don't pay me no attention. All right, would you rather skip every port and stay on the ship, or have to get off at every stop no matter what? I mean, what's the no matter what? I don't think there's any ports I wouldn't want to go to unless I just didn't feel like it. Baby, go to your room. Malcolm, Can you take baby to the room? Either my room or her room? I'm sorry about y'all. We're gonna get her in the room. She's little, but she's very like, if anything is happening around this house, she starts to bark. You don't like tender ports. I don't relate this question because I don't mind. Like on my last cruise, I skipped both ports, but I like to kind of do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Um. Okay. Would you rather have amazing food but terrible entertainment, or incredible entertainment but bland food? Oh, Amy. You know what? I want to go on an African cruise, and I just do not hear about them often. Um, but I know MSC goes to African ports. So let me know if any of you all have been on there. Amazing food, good food, right? Yeah, I'm with the good food crew. I'm with the good food crew. Well, it didn't say bad food, it said bland food. And you can bring your own seasoning. But I'm with the good food because like I can just, y'all, if you watch my vlogs, you know I can literally just sit and watch the water. Um Read a book, listen to a book. It does not take much for me to get in good conversation with somebody. Just what Zarmel said, you can also entertain with new friends on board. Yeah, so I'm with the good food crew. Um I don't even feel it says, would you rather, no, I'm not gonna ask that because that don't make sense. Would you rather cruise with no internet? Wait, Royal Caribbean had terrible food. And the food, Royal had terrible food? Okay. Would you rather cruise with no internet at all or no excursions allowed? I was thinking Royal's food would be better than Carnival's. Mm. No internet. On my last cruise, that's true, Zarmel. Okay, so everybody kind of is thinking along the same lines for the most part. Yeah. I on my last cruise, Royal changed the food about a year ago and it's really hit or miss. Mostly miss. Carnival food is the best. MSC food wasn't hitting on nothing, y'all. I mean, the pizza was good. There were a few things that were okay, but even like the upgraded steak was bad. I just felt like MSC's food wasn't great. I feel like Margaritaville's food is on the good side of decent. Like you have bad, decent, good. It's like decent is right here, good is right here, and Margaritaville is like right here. I'm really never had a bad meal in Carnival, no cap. What? Like, why are we building all these mega ships and you can't get the food right? I've never been on Holland. Has anybody been on Holland to know if the food is good? Somebody told me that the food on Princess. Wait, did he say it was good or he said? I think he said it was about the same as Carnival. Yeah, he didn't say it was good. I think he said it was about the same as Carnival. Now, I don't mind specialty dining, as y'all know if you watch my vlogs. I don't mind doing specialty dining, and to me, specialty dining always hits. But I feel like you should be able to not do specialty dining and still have a good meal. Once a year, I'm in a balcony suite with great food, not getting off with no excursions, but your future is bright, baby. Yes. Yeah, now we went to Emerald's on, the food on Princess was really good. Yeah. Holland and Princess is owned by Carnival. Yeah. I didn't know about Holland, but I knew Princess. So thank you for sharing that with me. Hey, Miss Faith Driven. I don't do a lot of special. Virgin Voyages, yes, Shakita, is the best food I have ever had at sea as a whole. Like, I've had a better meal on Carnival than a meal I had on Virgin Voyages. You know what I'm saying? Like, one-to-one meal. But when you talk about everything I ate on average was better than everything I ate on average um, on any other cruise, Virgin Voyages hands down the best. And Virgin Voyages even had good desserts, which I typically do not care for cruise ship desserts. Like, I very rarely get a dessert that I feel like tastes as good as it's pretty. Like, I feel like cruise ships are good at making the desserts look pretty, but where is the taste in the cake? Where's the moisture in the cake? That is not good about Royal. Mm-mm. And I'll be on Wonders of the Seas in August. And my foodie daughter is going to be with me. Somebody told me now, if it's wrong, you ain't hear it from me. But somebody told me that the menus on Virgin are designed or created by Michelin star chefs. And I can honestly see that. Like, even they have an ice cream shop on. I've never been on Celebrity. But whose video made me want to go on Celebrity? Not Parker's on the Go. Oh my gosh. Wonder of the Seas food is good. Specialty dining is definitely better than MDR. Okay, good. Because I don't mind doing specialty dining. I enjoy specialty dining. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of their names? Yeah, I told y'all this pre-menopause. If it costs that much to go, yeah. What are their names? I'm upset, y'all. They've been on here before, and I've shouted them out. I watch them all the time. I can picture their faces. The son's name is RJ. Hold on, because this is gonna bother me. Let me look at my subscriber list because I'm subscribed to their channel. Every Saturday they do a post on their page where you share your wins for the week. Where did my comments go? Okay. Hold on. Team Reese Travels. Team Reese Travels. They were on Celebrity. I think it was just her. I think she went by herself that time. And I was like, okay, yeah, I need to do Celebrity because that food looks amazing. Team Reese Travels. So if you like travel content and you're not subscribed to Team Reese Travels, go check them out. They put out some really good content. Okay, so let me go back to my notes, y'all. All right, so yeah, I'm not doing good on my new talk show, Warm Topic Wednesdays. It's supposed to be an hour, and we're supposed to cover 3 different areas. Okay, you'll be on Celebrity next July. Okay. I hope to get on Celebrity before the year is out. I want to try Princess, Celebrity, and another Virgin ship, and or the same Virgin ship, but the only Virgin Voyages cruise I've ever done was a 2-day cruise to nowhere. So it was kind of, I don't think they offer it all the time. I was in a cruise group and it popped up and I went and checked and I could take it for like 2 something. It was like 200 and some dollars for me to get on this Virgin Voyages 2-day cruise to nowhere. And I want to say like the low 200s, but I could be wrong, but I know it was 2 something because I booked it at the same time, like within a day or two of what's the challenge? Look at the vacation to go. Have a good deal. Working food is good in my opinion. I booked it at the same time that I booked. Tell me what the challenge is. Am I supposed to know about it? Have I talked about it, or did they mention it on their channel? Because I don't know anything about the challenge. I booked it at the same time I booked my first Margaritaville Paradise. And it was cheaper. My 2-day Virgin Voyage cruise was cheaper than my 2-day Margaritaville cruise. And they were both 2 something. So I feel like the Virgin Voyages was in the low 2 somethings. So that's the only time I've ever been on there. So I want to do them again on like a real cruise that's more than 2 days that actually goes to some ports. Because I was very impressed with their ship. And I want to try Celebrity and Princess. Oh, I have not watched it. I need to go check them out. Y'all, I am so behind. I said I want to do a post too on my page because a lot of you all have channels and I don't know you have channel. I mean, everybody has a account, you know, but some of you all are actually content creators and I don't know it. And I want to be able to check out your content too. And I want to be able to get to know you as well. Oh, absolutely, Amy. Absolutely. They even at their ice cream or gelato shop, I can't remember if it's ice cream or gelato, they get it from like a small batch independent ice cream shop in Miami. And it was so good. So, yeah, I'm always looking for the deals. Like, that's what I do. I look for a deal. And a lot of, somebody said when people say this, they just say haters. I've had multiple people say to me, must be nice, wish I could do it like that. And really it is, I am always looking for a deal. And I was thinking about including this in a video, but it's not really worth the whole video when you look at it. So say for example, last week I was on a cruise. It was a 5-day cruise. I think it was $395. When you look at what I didn't spend by being at home, I really didn't spend that much more than I would have spent at home. And sometimes I spend less being on a cruise ship than I would have spent if I was at home. Typically, I budget $200 for myself for groceries, or I would say food, a week. Well, no, it's groceries because I do a separate restaurant or eating out. So I was $395 on that Margaritaville for 5 days, right? So the $200 for groceries, you can take that out. It's at the end of their over 40 video course. I just watched it last night. Okay, I need to finish my course. So y'all need to remind me of that. I told y'all that, right? That I watched a handful of videos in the course and then just started making videos and haven't even finished the course. And Linnell was saying you need to finish the course. Yeah, somebody commented on one of my videos and they were like, when people say that, they be hating. It just makes me uncomfortable because for one, I work hard, right? And for two, I wasn't able to cruise like this, but even when we didn't have money, we cruised because I did a video telling you all everything it took, how I saved money, how I scraped every little bit of money out of our household budget to be able to take the kids on cruises when they were kids. But three, I'm not staying in like luxury suites, captain suites. I am usually staying in the cheapest cabin I can find because I want to be able to cruise 2 to 3 times a week. Right, right. Now I'm a Disney girl, Zarmil, but I haven't been to Disney Probably in like 2 years, maybe. Yeah, I think in like 2 years I went to was the last time I went to Disney. But so like the last cruise was $395. It was either $390 or $395. I can't remember. So my grocery budget is $200. The cruise was 5 days, so I did not have to spend that $200 on groceries, right? So that takes the $400 cruise down to a $200 cruise because I didn't buy groceries that week. Also, I give myself a eating out budget every week, and that can be anywhere from like 20 to $80 depending on what I have planned. I didn't have to spend that because I was on the cruise ship. Gas for my truck, I didn't have to spend that. This particular cruise was right out of Tampa, so just going to the cruise port, coming back, I didn't have the gas that I would normally have to spend in my truck. You know what I'm saying? So like it offsets itself for me. So even if the price tag is $600, it's not really costing me $600 because of the money I'm not spending at home, if that makes sense. I've heard about how expensive California is. I've heard. I don't know that I could live in Orlando. One of my sisters lives outside of Orlando. Um, but that's just because I don't like driving and I don't like dealing with a whole bunch of traffic. But I enjoy Orlando as a vacationer. We go there all the time. Um, yeah, like that's how I think of it because I cash budget, which I've done a video on that before also. Like I spend cash, I do spend credit cards, but like I just ordered I was gonna say a purse. I just ordered two purses on sale a couple nights ago to Kurt Geiger. I've become obsessed with Kurt Geiger purses. So I ordered two purses a couple nights ago, but I take and I use my credit card because I shopped online, and I take that cash from an envelope I have where I save money for me for things I want to spoil myself. I take that cash out and put it back in the bank and pay the credit card right off. So because I use cash, that's what kind of made me become aware of the cost of cruising is not all an extra on top of my budget cost because I'm on the ship, there are things that are in my regular day-to-day budget that I'm not having to spend that money because I'm on the ship. I just became obsessed. And I'm trying to slow myself down, little mama. Yeah, I love the cash envelope system. So, it's kind of, it keeps me in check. Like, it keeps me in check of being aware of when I'm like, I don't have no more money in that envelope. I can't do it. And that's even with my giving because I have an envelope. I actually have a few envelopes for different kinds of giving, but like we have an envelope for giving. We're Christians. We have an envelope for giving within the church because there is a scripture that talks about, helping other people within the church. And I don't know the scripture, so don't ask me for it right now. And then just general giving, of course. So, and then I have an envelope for giving, like if somebody in my family or friendship circle needs something. And if it's not in there, it's just not in there. And that helps me too because I'm a generous person and I have given when it didn't make sense. So like one of my not mottos, affirmations is that I'm as generous as possible on every occasion without robbing my children of an inheritance. Like it's so important to me that I leave my children with something. So, but I've given to the point where I felt like I was taking from money that needs to go to making sure that we're secure and we're comfortable and that my children will be secure and comfortable, So, but it just helps me. Like if it's not in there, it's not in there. From the big things right down to like I have a Dollar Tree envelope because I love the Dollar Tree. And girl, if that envelope is empty, you can't go to the Dollar Tree. Or if it's only $4 in your Dollar Tree envelope, you might as well just wait till next week when you do your budget again and have more money in your envelope. And like my dream trip is to go and spend at least a month. But I really kind of feel like I want to do more than 1 month, but at least a month on the continent of Africa visiting different areas. I have no idea what this trip is going to entail. I have no idea what this trip is going to cost. But I've already started saving for it, and those little bits add up. So, yeah. But I don't know how we got on that. But y'all know I could sit here and talk like all day, right? All day. Okay. So our next topic. Karita, you said and Kate Spade. I have tons of Kate Spade. I told y'all I'm a maximalist at heart. I am a handbag person. But I thought I was at handbag peace. And then somebody gifted me. Who gifted me this bag? Okay, the person that sent it to me, I don't think it came directly from her. I'm in a prayer circle, and I think it was from the prayer circle and not the person that sent it to me. But she's in the prayer circle. A Kurt Geiger bag. And his bags weren't on my radar. I wasn't thinking about Kurt Geiger. I was like, I don't need any new purses. I am good on purses. In fact, I might sell some of the purses I have. And then I got this Kurt Geiger, and I just fell in love with it. And so I ordered 2 the other night, but they were both on sale from Nordstrom Rack. Italy or Ireland for you. One of my good friends went to Ireland, and she loves it. She went once, and then I think she's been back like 2 or 3 times. She loves it. For me, it's Africa. Yeah, for me, it's Africa. And then also, our family is from Long Island, Bahamas, which is a teeny tiny island in the Bahamas. And I've wanted to take my kids and grandkids and like spend the summer or something so that they can connect to that place where we're from. Because right now, the only time they spend in the Bahamas is like on cruises, which is like, just a few hours. But I want them to kind of connect to the place, connect to the culture, and feel like they're from there. You do? I probably have because I'm not a huge Kate Spade fan, but I probably have about 10 or 12 bags. Oh, Amy! Is it on your channel? Do y'all remember that scene in Roots? The second generation. What was it called? Like there was Roots, but then another one came out. I think it's called Roots, the second generation, or Roots. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Where the second one started after slavery and it went all the way up through Alex Haley's life. But there's a scene in there where Alex Haley, played by James Earl Jones, finally gets to Africa. And he gets off the plane and he like says like, "You old African, I found you," or he said something like that. I was like, I want to have that moment. Okay. I'm going to have to check it out. That's another reason I feel like if I'm getting in shape and saving my money, and those two things are happening together, my health is growing, the money is growing, we're going to get there. But that's like a bucket list, lifelong dream. Ever since that scene from Roots where he says that, I wanted to go. No, it wasn't Queen. There was a Roots miniseries after the main Roots. And it starts with oh goodness, Chicken George's son. I can't think of his name, but he was married to Irene. What was his name? Was it George? He was married to Irene. And then they had a daughter that married a guy, and that couple had Alex Haley's mother. Roots the Next Generation. Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's on Amazon Prime. At least last time I checked it was, which is probably a couple years ago. That I watched it through again. I watched the whole thing from the original Roots through the Next Generation. I watched the whole thing. And was Queen on there? Or Queen was on YouTube, I think. And I watched it. But he gets off the plane, Alex Haley, and he said something like, "You old African, I found you." Ever since I saw that, I was like, I got to go to Africa. I got to go to Africa. So, all right, y'all. Well, our next topic was going to be wow, definitely, Amy. I really want to go with my family. I want to make sure that they have the experience. But I was talking to a friend a couple of months ago, and I was like, you know what? I think if I have to go by myself, I think I'll do that because it's not their dream, it's mine. And I want to make sure I give myself that. And I was thinking for my first solo, like non-cruise, non-domestic travel, that I was going to do it as part of a group. Disney has groups. I'm a Disney girl. Disney has groups. They take you all over the world. But you're with a group, you have a Disney tour guide, but they're very expensive. So, like very expensive. I've compared some of their trips. They go to Italy. They go to all kind of places in Europe. They do a couple places in the US. They go to Costa Rica. But I've compared some of their just cost for cost, not the full breakdown of what you get to do versus this, but I've compared them with some other tour companies, and I feel like the other tour companies cost a whole lot less than the Disney experience. But Disney goes to South Africa. But yeah, but I just want to experience it. I want to experience it. I want to have my UO African I found you moment. So yeah, our other topics were going to be midlife and life realness. And we were going to talk about, do a lot of the groups go to Africa? Well, you know, different parts of Africa. I've seen a lot of people going to South Africa. I've seen some Ghana trips. Of course, I've seen Egypt trips. I don't know why in my mind, though, Egypt is like the Middle East, not Africa, but it is Africa. So yeah, I've seen a lot. There are certain places where I see a lot of travel groups going, like a lot of travel agents that put together groups to go to those places. So yeah, so we're going to talk about soft life versus survival mode. What does luxury mean to you now? And then we were going to talk about what it's taking to build a business while rebuilding emotionally. Those are my 3 warm topics for today. But y'all, we spent the whole time talking about the one topic. I've had a good time though. So I hope you all like this. I'm going to get it tight. I'm going to get it so tight. I'm going to get a theme song. I might get a Warm Topic Wednesday t-shirt. And turn this into our very own little talk show where we go over warm topics. Hello. Thank you for joining us. We've been on here for 74 minutes and 25 seconds. Thank you so much, Elle. Please hit the like button if you have not already. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Can y'all believe that we're close to 2,000 subscribers? Can y'all even believe it? That we're close to 2,000 subscribers? When was I in New Orleans? Let me tell y'all. I don't know. Hold on, let me see if it's on my calendar. On this calendar. I don't know if this connects with my phone calendar. It does. Let's see. On April 22nd, we had like 500 subscribers. I think we had like 592 on April 22nd. So May 22nd. So in 2 months, we're at almost 2,000 subscribers, like very close to 2,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. That's if you like my vibe, you like the content over here. We do lots of, like I said, travel talk, primarily cruise talk, but I am doing a road trip this summer. And so I am going to cover that on the vlog as well and see how y'all receive it. Everybody didn't watch the New Orleans vlog, but enough of you watched and enjoyed the New Orleans vlogs that I think I'm going to start including my travel within the US. You know what I'm saying? Because enough of you watched it and enjoyed it that I'm going to start including that. And yeah, so please thumbs up the video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you know somebody else that you think might like our content, please help get the word out there. If you haven't already watched some old videos, go back and watch them. Let them play. We appreciate it so much. This is our first month being monetized. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I had so much fun in New Orleans. I'm trying to go back in September. This is our first month being monetized. And I don't know. Should I tell it? I don't know if there's any, because I feel like we're doing so good considering this is our first month being monetized. But we are already at $2.96 for the month earned through YouTube. Like, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. I've done one video with an Amazon affiliate link, and we're already at $23 through the Amazon affiliate link from Amazon. Oh, like, I can't wait to go back either. I can't wait to go back. So I am completely blown away. And it's not even all about the money. It's about, it lets me know that I'm in the right place and I'm doing what God wants me to do in this season of my life, right? Because there are people who are on YouTube and it takes them years to get monetized. And I know that's their journey, right? But God knows me, and he knows that I need encouragement. And so I'm just like blown away. And I haven't decided yet what I think in my mind I want to do with all of my YouTube earnings for a time is just apply it to debt. Because I told y'all in the divorce, he's a disabled veteran, so nobody can attach any kind of claims to his income because all of his income comes through that. So all of the debt I have, and I just don't want it hanging over my head. So I don't know. I think I'm going to either apply it all to debt, or I'm going to split it in half and put some towards like bulking up my emergency fund and the other half towards adding to the debt payments I'm already making to get rid of that debt. So yeah, but I'm so happy because YouTube does not pay you until your pay reaches $100. So I've watched a lot of creators who say like it might take them 2 or 3 months to get their $100 to get paid. So my goal was just to get $100 to be able to get a payout. So I'm excited, and that's all because of you all. So thank you so much. I appreciate it because I could get on here and talk all day, but if you all don't watch, if you all don't click, if you all don't subscribe or comment or share with other people or do all the things, nothing would happen. So extra income is always a blessing. Always a blessing. Like, I make a decent, really, I would say really good income. Um, but it's all through but I have another side hustle that I make a little bit of money on. Not even as much as I made this month through YouTube. But I have one source of income that covers everything in our life, and it lets us be able to be comfortable, but like, I don't have peace with everything coming from one place. So, and now that I'm single, I just felt like I needed the extra streams of income to have security. But I would encourage everybody. And it doesn't have to be YouTube. 10% for yourself, saving 40% for taxes, and putting 50% on your debt. Build up your emergency fund so you don't have to incur more debt if you need money. Yeah. That's a good formula. Y'all know I watched this short on my grandmother always told me 10%, tithe 10%, but then 10% pay yourself, but she meant savings before you touch any of your money for anything else. But that's a really good formula. I saw this short the other day. I don't think I could play it because I think I would get copyright, right? It's on the Oprah channel. And she was talking to a financial advisor, and the financial advisor, I think she was talking to like a Gen Zer who is living paycheck to paycheck. And the advice she gave her kind of blew me away, but I'm like, I don't know why, because it's the same thing that I'm doing with my savings, my cash savings. She told her for 3 months, I might get this wrong, so if you want to make sure I'm right about it, I wanted to figure out how to send it to Candace because I thought Candace would be interested in this, but I don't like that YouTube doesn't have like private messaging. Maybe there's a reason. It probably makes sense, but she said for the first maybe 2 months, 2 or 3 months, I don't know, save 50 cents a day, every day. And she was like, you might not think it's enough. It doesn't matter. You're creating a habit. Save 50 cents a day. And then increase it for the next 2 months or whatever time period. Increase it to $2 a day. I think then it went to $3 a day. And I think then it went to $5 a day. And she was like, at the end of the year, you will have $1,000. And I was like, I sent it to my daughters because I want them to really focus on saving money. I want them to understand saving money, and I want them to embrace it, But I was just kind of blown away by that, by just starting that habit of saving 50 cents a day. It's on the Oprah channel, and I'm sure she did a full-length interview with this lady, but these were in the shorts, and it was a black lady with a really short haircut, if you go look for the videos. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I do like that formula though. I mean, my debt is something that I'm not drowning in it. I'm not over here like paying minimum payments on maxed out credit cards. It's not that kind of situation, but it's just a situation where I don't want to have it, especially now that I know it's just me. And yeah, I just don't want to have it. I don't want to have any at all. So we'll see. But yeah, 290 something, y'all. Thank y'all so much for that. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you all so much. We'll be back next Wednesday with another Warm Topic Wednesday. And we'll have some new topics to talk about, but those are always going to be our 3 categories, y'all. Travel. What was the second topic? Like midlife, starting over, and oh, you watched it? Mickey. And the third topic was like money and finance. Karen, thank you so much. Is that a super chat or a super sticker? It doesn't matter. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Y'all just don't know how happy that makes me. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all of your encouragement. Through super chats, through just comments, through watching, through sharing, through telling me I make good eye contact. I know it's crazy because I'm 50, right? And I've told Bianca, y'all met Bianca in the vlogs. Oh, this is about to get a little bit deep. All of my children are lighter skin color than Bianca. And people have been rude about that with Bianca through her life. Not a lot of people, and not intentionally so. But like, I would be with all four of my girls and somebody would come up and say, why Bianca darker than everybody else? Or something like that. And so it's just always kind of stuck with Bianca, who is beautiful, by the way. And she will get so happy when somebody says, she'll come home and be like, Mommy, this lady at work told me how pretty I was. And it will make her so happy. Or, Mommy, this lady at work told me I had pretty eyes and a pretty smile. And she would just get so happy. And I would say to her, well, you are beautiful. But like, you have to know that, because something my grandmother taught me is if they can make your day with a compliment, they can break your day with a put down. So you have to know who you are so that other people's words are not making or breaking your day. So I've told her that over the years. And so it's weird for me at 50 to talk about how much you all's encouragement means to me, and it's helping me move forward, and it's like helping put me back together, and it's reminding me of who I am, and it's reminding me that I am capable, that I am able. And I feel like I should be like, I don't need that, because I should know who I am. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Mickey, it was really good. If anybody's interested in learning about personal finance, I would recommend going to watch that short. There are other shorts with her that I plan on going back to watch, or if there's a full episode going back to watch, because I am trying to get the hang of my personal finances. My first step was switching to cash, which I did a while ago. But I want to go on into learning about investing and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much, Karen. Thank you so much, Elle. Doesn't she have, my Bianca has a smile that brightens up a room. But anyway, so it's weird for me to come and say thank you, because I've needed that. But just in the spirit of transparency, I have needed that because I feel like by the time we were separated for 2 years and finally got divorced, I was broken. And I forgot what I was capable of. And I wouldn't say I felt completely worthless, but I felt like my value was kind of low. And just starting this channel and building this channel, and this channel having some measure of success, it's kind of helping me to have that confidence again that I can do something. I can create something. I can build something. And then your comments on top of that have just been the way you all have supported the channel and embraced me and supported me. It is like a salve, like a balm. Like it is healing. And so I appreciate that. It just means a lot. And so it's not even the amount, because y'all, somebody sent me a $1.99 super thanks on a video. It was like a recorded video though. So when I saw, I screamed because I was just so excited. Like literally, I was talking to my ex recently about, and he is not a bad person, y'all. He just sometimes don't think before he speaks, about improving my mobility. I was like, that's my goal. I need to stop focusing on the number on the scale and I need to just focus on doing the things to get healthier, because my main goal is not a particular size or weight, but my main goal is for my body to be able to do the things that I want to do with my body, right? Like I want to be able to take a hike, and I want to be able to go see the waterfalls in the Dominican Republic. I want to go to Africa and be able to do all the things and not have to worry about how much walking is involved. Like that's my real goal. And I said, I went to something in Las Vegas and a lot of people were using scooters. And I said, like when I go back the last time I went, it really can, Mickey. It really can. The last time I went to Vegas, a lot of people were using scooters. And so I have to go back, and I was like, I don't want to be on a scooter when I go to Vegas. And he said to me, this was just like a couple weeks ago, y'all. He was like, girl, it might be time to hang it up and get that scooter. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk to you later. So we got off the phone. And the next day I said to him, like, please don't say things like that to me, because like I'm literally trying to recreate a life and save my life. Because when you're my size, if you continue to get bigger, you know what I'm saying? I just don't need anybody telling me to get a scooter. Like, I don't need one. I'm not in pain after walking short distances. I just need to build up my stamina to be able to, you know, I'm just out of shape. And he was like, you know, my bad. I didn't mean it that way. But I've lived with that for over 20 years. I've lived with those kind of comments for over 20 years. And so I didn't even realize myself how beaten down and how broken I was. And so when I come on here and you all are like, you can do it. Somebody commented, I think it was Lynette. Yes, Karen. And my brother told me, because the last time I was in Vegas, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to like, I'm real close to my brother. So I was on the phone with him and I was like, I'm looking for the next bench. I'm looking for the next chair. Like, I keep having to take a break. And he was like, take the break. I said, all these people got a scooter. I might have to get a scooter. He was like, take the break. Don't get a scooter. Because once you allow yourself to be okay with that, then you're going to end up in a place where you have to have a scooter all the time. And for people who need a scooter because you have physical reasons that you need a scooter beyond just being out of shape, or if you, like when we go to Disney, you see a lot of people in scooters, and I say if you need a scooter to enjoy your vacation, get the scooter. If you are not going to enjoy your vacation because of the physical exertion or the pain, get the scooter, enjoy your vacation. You paid your money, enjoy your vacation. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about me and my personal situation. I mean, a lot of people use them, Karita. And that's why I say, even for the people who travel with me to Vegas, if you need one to enjoy your vacation, do what you have to do to enjoy your vacation. You took time off work. You spent a lot of money to go. Do what you have to do to enjoy your vacation. I'm talking about me. I know myself. And I know that I can enjoy myself by just sitting down and taking a break when I need to sit down and take a break. And my brother knows me well enough to know that once I accept it, then I've accepted it. You know what I mean? So I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about me. My best friend, we went on a cruise together. Well, one of my best friends in September, the solo-ish cruise on Carnival Sunrise, which used to be the Triumph. And she uses a scooter. And she has to use a scooter in order to be able to, and it's not a weight thing for her. Like, she's plus size, but it's not a weight thing. But she needs a scooter or else she'll be in pain. Girl, use your scooter, right? But anyway, so for him to say that to me, like, it might just be time to go ahead and get a scooter. But then I come on here and you all are like, Kim, you can do this. You got this. Maybe try this, Kim. Maybe try that. How's your water intake going? That has meant so much to me. I said all that just to say that. That has meant so much to me, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So So in more ways than one, this channel has been a blessing to me. And I just think we just going to keep on rocking, y'all. Next. So I go live on Sundays and Wednesdays. And I'm going to try to get down times. Instead of just saying Sunday evening, Wednesday lunchtime, I'm going to try to get down times. The reason I don't like to do a time is because if I can't make it, I feel bad. But I'd rather have a time that I make 90% of the time or 75% of the time and have to reschedule or push it back the other 25% than to just pop up randomly. Because I know a lot of you all, or some of you all, would prefer if I had a time and you knew what time to meet us here. You're getting a walking pad. For my house, I'm thinking about getting an exercise bike. If you watch La Lita Loca with Tony, how many of y'all watch that? Tony with La Lita Loca. He was saying that his knees, because he's on a fitness journey also, and he was saying that his knees, I can't remember what happened with his knees. I don't know if they were just aching or if he had to have, I don't think he had surgery. Something was going on with his knees, and his doctor said to him, Tony with Alita Loco mostly does cruise news, but also does vlogs too. So if you haven't already, go check him out. He's funny. His doctor said to him, are you, because he was losing weight and like walking. So like, why are my knees getting worse? And the doctor said to him, are you using a treadmill? And he said, yes. And the doctor said, that's why. It's something about the difference between walking, like regular walking, and walking on a treadmill that the doctor felt like could do something to your knees. So, because I was going to get a treadmill. So I think I'm going to get an exercise bike. When we were on MSC in the Dominican Republic, we saw a lot of people with walking poles, like other passengers from MSC. I've never noticed that before on any other cruise line, but on MSC, we noticed a lot of people with walking poles. And so somebody was telling me that to get them, because they just help you to be able to walk further, more stability. She gave me the whole sales pitch for it. So I was looking on Amazon, thinking about getting some walking poles for my walks just to see how they help me. But for the house, I have the vibration plate. And I just set an exercise bike out to the curb recently and somebody came and got it. But I'm thinking about getting an exercise bike. And yeah, just for like inside the house. Because I live in Florida, y'all, and sometimes it's too hot to go outside and do stuff. So, but yeah, anyway, all right, y'all, we're at the rambling part of the show. This is the after show. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Also, give the video a thumbs up. Yesterday, I put up my day 2 and 3 on the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. So if you haven't checked that out already, please go ahead and check that out again. If there are any old videos you haven't watched, or if you just want to rewatch because they were just that good, we appreciate every single watch. But make sure you leave a comment. And even if you don't have anything to say about the video, just say, hey, girl. Just so that I know that you watched it. I will see you all next Wednesday. I'm going to put the time on my community tab in a post, but it'll be lunchtime with our next Warm Topic Wednesday. I'll see y'all later. Thank y'all for watching. Bye-bye.